apparently I'm on IG and I'm on YouTube, and I guess my sound was down. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna continue on this live, but what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna chop it up. I'm gonna chop it up. But when I'm reviewing, I guess I might have to download my IG to my YouTube. That's what I have to do. But thank you, Kalui. Thank you so much. I had people watching and nobody said I was low. Nobody said I was low. But thank you so much. So anywho, now I lost my train of thought. Good Girls. And I was on the part where Beth, she decided to break free of Rio. And when she's breaking free from him, basically she did it because her husband took the kids. When her husband tried to set her up, and because he wants Rio dead, and he figured he'll go out, he'll find somebody to kill Rio. But what had happened was the young guys that he had hired to kill Rio, he told them where his wife's stash was, which they buried it in the backyard because they ran out of place for it. They was making so much money that they ran out of place for it, and it was no longer any room in the closets in the house, and she didn't want the money all through the house. So she was like, okay, cool. She called the ladies over. They got in the backyard. They started digging up holes in the backyard so they could stash the money. So her husband told these guys where the money was. And then he pretended, how you set up a crime. So you got to pretend like the house has been attacked and pretend like he was robbed. So when she came to the house and she saw him duct taped across the mouth, hands tied, legs tied, strapped to a chair, but he was laying on the ground, still in the chair, kicking and squirming around and stuff. And she saw him and she started panicking. And then she saw the doors to the backyard was open and immediately ran outside to check their stash. And she saw all the big old holes in the backyard and saw all the money was gone. He got pissed off because when she saw him lying on the ground struggling and squirming around in the chair and tied up, when she saw the doors open, she just ignored him and just dashed outside to check the backyard where their money was at. And he got pissed. He's like, hold up. You didn't even check on me. You cared more about the money. What about the kids? And he was like, she said, well, I knew the kids was at your mom's house, so I knew they weren't here. She did. She went, yep, she... And I think I'm saying your name wrong. Is it Kool-Aid? Or I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Kool-Aid Love, is that it? Or Kool-Aid Love? But yeah, she left him on the ground. But I mean, still, even if she would have got him first, he's still not happy. He still wants Rio dead. The guys, they took the money. They wasn't gonna kill Rio. It wouldn't even be a smart move to try to kill Rio. You said Kool-Aid. Okay, I got it. Kool-Aid Love. Did I say it right? Kool-Aid Love. That's cute. I like that. But yeah, and so then I'm like, okay. So they took all the money. Back to square one. She owes Rio his cut. Now, Ruby, her husband, since he failed the lie detector test, they haul his buddy in, takes him to jail. He needs $35,000 to get him out, to bond him out. She needs a lawyer because right now he has a public defender, and you already know, public defender, and we got a cop whose wife and friends are like running some kind of crime spree all over the place, and he they believe is still in evidence from the crime lab, from the evidence room. So yeah, he public defender, nah, they need a real lawyer. On top of that, Annie, her daughter just told her she wants the child trans, she wants to do the child trans journey. She wants to trans from female to boy. That's a lot of money. I don't know exactly how much, but I know it's a lot of money. And then Beth, I mean, she don't know what to do. She don't know what to do with herself. And then she owes Rio still his cut. So they need some money. Instead, Beth, she's like, okay, let me chop it up with Rio. Let's see what he can do. I knew Rio wasn't gonna get him no money. Me and Rio have a love-hate relationship. Like, he seems like the coolest dude in the world when it comes to personal life. Like, he seemed like he'd be like the coolest dude in the world, the coolest boyfriend, all that kind of stuff. But then when it comes, it's a thin line. Even though he's sleeping with Beth, he's like, okay, that's that. This is this. Where's my money? Where's my money? He want his money. And he's like, y'all broke now? Y'all got the money stolen? Did you try to figure out how the money possibly could have got stolen? And Rio is trying to tell her, they knew where your money was. That means they know what you do. That means they know how you got that money. Did you think how they found out? And then I think that's when she kind of was like, oh, okay, it was my husband. He set us up. He said her own husband set her up just so he can get rid of Rio. Yes, an inside job. What's up, Darrell on IG? Yep, you're right. Coolly, it was an inside job. And it was her own husband. I was like, wow. Anything to get rid of that man, I guess. Anything to get rid of Rio. But I guess, on top of him sleeping with his wife, he did shoot him too. I guess we can't forget about that. He did shoot him and put him in the hospital for a long time. But, it didn't hit any vital organs. He's fine. He's cool now. But yeah, so, she realized that it was him. So now the other ladies, they're like, okay, Beth don't want to have nothing else to do with Rio. But, we got to pay this man his money back. So Ruby, I hated to see her go back to that Paycheck Advance place. Remember when I was telling y'all last time I did a review how that man was treating her at the Paycheck Advance place? I was like, he was like, okay, you writing off your, she came up there all proud and stuff, throwing all that money down there to pay off them thousands that she owed the Paycheck Advance place. And he was like, okay, good, you paid it off, see you next month. She was like, no, you won't. He was like, yes, I will. No, you won't. Yes, I will. No, you won't. Yes, I will. And she was like, how do you know you'll see me next month? And he said, because we always see y'all next month. She was like, but you ain't gonna see me next month, because remember they had got all that money, from messing around with the pills for Rio and, transporting the pills and all. They have made a lot of money. So she was up there. She said, okay, watch this. She turned around and started throwing up money and making it rain in the Paycheck Advance place. Y'all remember that? And all the customers who was in line behind her, they catching all the money. She said, how much was you trying to loan? They said, well, my son needs to go to the dentist. Okay, well, $500 work? Yeah, sure. Okay, there you go. And then this other older dude, how much money did you need to borrow? Okay, here you go. Well, that worked. She just started giving money to everybody. And the cashier was going off, talking about calling the police, you taking our business. Because now all these people got that free money, and they don't have to take out a loan and pay those high interest rates. So she walked out of there all big and bad, making it rain and everything, and now she's back. You should have seen his face. He was like cracking up. Yeah, I thought she wasn't coming back. You back now, huh? So she asked him for $35,000. He said, who the hell you think we are? He said, who do you think we are? $35,000. You need $35,000. And when she told him, it was for her husband to get him out of jail, he still didn't care. He was like, oh, now you know how it feels to be just like everybody else and need money and can't get it. That's what he got, what was coming to him next. When they made the plan to go rob the place, to rob the joint, she was like, told all the plans where he be at. Basically, there ain't no, and that's a weird thing. There's like no security guards up in there. But anywho, they went back and they hit the place up and everything, had on masks and everything. And I thought everything was going to be cool. But then when they found out that it was on a timer and he couldn't open it. I'm thinking, okay, they ain't getting no money. They just gonna leave. Them girls was like, he coming with us. If the timer goes off in the morning and we can't open the safe to the morning, then he's staying with us to the morning. It's about to be a slumber party. So they had him all tied up. His whole head was tied up, not just his eyes, but his whole head was duct taped and everything. And they made him spend the night with him. They just slept out in the car, whatnot. And then in the morning, Ruby was like, I want to go in. I want to go in because I didn't know what she had up her sleeve at the time. But I'm like, Ruby, why you going in? The first time she stayed outside, which was smart. Because he could recognize, like, even if they had on masks, he might, come on now, the lady is about, my size. She's a thick one. She's black. He probably would recognize her voice. She's been there several times. Even with the mask, he probably would have recognized her, especially when she was there the very, day before. And so she comes in there anyway. But the reason why she went in there was because she wanted to, after they got the money, she wanted to take all the files. She took all the files that was showing how much people owe and all their information, their bank information, all that. Took all the files out the drawer. So they don't know who owe what, how much people owe, unless hopefully they got it like all in the system, but they didn't have no paperwork. Now, if they got it all in the system, that's one thing, but they didn't have no paper. She took all the paperwork. And then she was like, she started talking, asking him information. I'm like, Ruby, shut up. Why is you talking? He's going to recognize your voice. And I thought they was about to make it out. As soon as they leave, he lifts his head up and say, I knew you'd be back, Bonnie. He knew it was her. He knew it was her. And when she came back, she came back like the next day or a few days later. And I'm like, what the hell is she doing? She comes back to the place and he knows she robbed the place. And I'm thinking, he's going to give her a fit and everything. But when she gets up to the window, she's like, okay, I know it's me. I had to do it. My husband needed, whatever. And she said, if you want to cut, I'll give you some money. Whatever you need, I'll give you some money. But I cannot go to jail. And he was like, I don't want no money. I want your address. And I was like, uh-oh. Why you want her address? But he just wanted it because he was like, okay, you stay in a bougie neighborhood. You stay in a better school district, a better neighborhood. And I have a really smart nephew who needs a chance. And he needs to go to a better school in a better school district. I was like, ain't that something? Ain't that something? Anybody else want to turn her butt in because it's an award? Oh, did I say an award? It's a reward. All the money they stole, it's probably at least like a $5,000, $10,000 reward, to anybody who might know anything about the robbery. And all he wanted was to use her address for his nephew to go to a school in her school district. I was like, nah, that's what's up. That's what's up. So anyway, he was looking out. Even though he was giving her a whole bunch of shit, before. He was looking out for her as long as she looked out for him. So I'm hoping down the line he won't like retract and then be like, oh yeah, try to turn her in or try to get money later or anything like. So I hope that doesn't happen because. But yeah, you said make it rain, honey. I'm reading comments on IG and YouTube. But and then who would have known, like I said, that guy, when Annie first met that guy, her new manager at work. Now remember what happened to the old manager. The old manager, he's really dead right now. He's really dead right now. The old manager of the store where she works, the grocery store where Annie works, they had robbed that store. He had found out. He had tried to blackmail them. He tried to rape Annie and more. Okay, other stuff too. And finally he gets killed by his baby mama. And the ladies, Beth, Ruby, and Andy, ends up dumping his body. So that's what happened to the old manager. So when the new manager comes, she's like, all over him because he was just too kind. And I didn't even, at first, I didn't even get it. I'm like, why he seemed, I mean, she was like, I want a raise. I need a raise. I need these days off. I need this. I want to eat free at work. I want to do this. I mean, everything that she said she wanted, he was like, cool. That's cool. That's cool. And how about I make you I mean, give her a different title and all that kind of stuff. You know, give her an advance and a raise and a promotion. I mean, just like when they first met, they ended up in bed together. So now they dating. Now they dating. But comes to find out, the reason why he was being so nice is because he's an undercover agent. When I found that out, I was like, oh, damn. Annie, oh my God. I was like, oh my God, he's like, dang, she just gets like the worst guys in her life. The worst guys in her life. And then the person that she really, really likes now is an undercover. He's working with Agent Turner and the other detectives to try to get them, to try to get her to get them, because Annie is kind of, I wouldn't say she's not the weakest link. I don't know. It's a toss up between her and Ruby. I don't know. They both have their individual strengths in different ways, but I think even though Ruby has stole Beth's book club calendar schedule, book club, I kind of had a feeling that she wasn't going to use it and she wasn't going to turn them in because they've been friends forever. They've been friends forever. And I knew that she knew that the ladies would never turn her in. But as far as Annie, I mean, she's one of those women who a man show her some kind of kindness and act like he told her he loved her. Like they just met, and even her baby daddy, her ex, he was able to see through. When he came over, he was like, He said, I'm not a good dude. Annie, I'm not a good dude. I'm shady. And I know shady. And I know a bad person when I see a bad dude. So he was trying to tell her that. And Annie was like, oh, you just don't want me to be with nobody. Woo, 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 woo. He still wants to be with her. He still wants to hit it and quit it, every now and then. That's the whole reason why his wife put him out and had to have her baby alone. Well, not alone, but with his baby mama on the side helping her. She had the baby. But he knew. He just had a feeling that something was off about this guy. And so they still needed some money. Her, because her daughter wants to transfer from girl to boy. Ruby, because she needs money for a lawyer. And she had to get Stan, out of jail. And of course their daughter's medical, needs and whatnot. So they both needed money. So they go behind Beth's back. How do y'all feel about that? Like, they went behind Beth's back, knowing Beth did not want to have anything else to do with Rio. And they went behind her back, hit up Rio, and was like, we still want to do business with you. So he hooks them up with a whole bunch of pills so that they could sell. But he wanted the pills in Canada. He wanted the transaction in Canada. They did that before. They did that before. It was kind of scary, but they managed to make it. And so they're trying to figure out, okay, how can we get the pills through there? How can we get them through customs? What reason do we have to go to Canada? Ruby's daughter. Okay, they in like this thing, kind of like the Girl Scouts, something like that. Like the Girl Scouts. But they need to basically like do so many hours at a nursing home, helping elderly people and whatnot. So Ruby figures, I'll tell my daughter that, the people in Canada, they don't get that much. They don't get as much, good treatment and, visitors and, stuff like that as they do, here in the States. And her daughter is like, we got to go all the way to Canada because they have to get their badges. They have to get their badges. And they could get them here in the States, for doing their time at a nursing home. But she convinced her daughter that they have to go to Canada. And what they did was, Rio gave them the pills, and they put them like in the bottom of the coolers that was carrying the food and drinks and snacks, for the kids, for the girls. At least that's what I thought. And that's what Annie thought too. Annie had packed the stuff all neatly in there and stuff. They put everything on the bus, but then when they had got stopped by customs, and they got stopped by customs, Annie was like, don't worry, everything will be okay, and everything was okay. Everything went as planned. And when they drove off, she was like, okay, told you. That went perfectly. No issues, no problem. I told you. And that's when Ruby busted her bubble and said, the drugs aren't on the bus anyway. Annie was pissed. Ruby done took the pills out and dumped them in a trash can on the side of the road where they was loading up. So the pills is somewhere in a trash can, probably getting picked up by Parks and Recreations. And he was pissed, pissed. So now, not only did they need to pay Rio back, they paid him back with the money they stole from the bank. From the paycheck advance place. But now they have to replace the pills, so they still owe the money. And that's the thing, ever since the beginning of this show, ever since the beginning of the first season, every time they would get good with Rio, something would happen. And they would always mess up. Something would happen, and they would always keep on Rio more and more money. And every time they need a favor, he would be shady towards them, like, nah, y'all get that money how y'all get it. But I still like that dude. Because he's sexy as... Man, he's sexy. He's sexy as hell. Yes. He is sexy. And they keep owing him money. But Beth, remember, she didn't have no idea that they had went behind her back and hooked up with Rio. But Rio, he has his hands in different pots. He has his ear to the street all the time. He's a real hustler. So he had found out that the detectives and everything were going to be raiding her car lot where her and her husband were. The car lot that Rio has used in the past to launder money and drugs and pills and other things. What had happened was Annie, okay, you know what happened to her old manager? He dead now. It's a new manager. We find out that manager is an undercover agent. Annie don't know that yet. So when Annie expresses to him that she needs to come into some money, that's when he starts lying to her and telling her, well, there's something I have to confess. Because he's been trying to get stuff out of her. He's been snooping around her house when she ain't there, trying to find any kind of information, any kind of proof of their criminal activities. He hasn't found anything yet. So he decided to tell her, at my last job, I was caught for robbing the place. And since I was caught for, robbing the place, in order to get this job as a manager at this grocery store, I had to lie and tell them that I had a clean, history. So she's up there. Like I said, when guys tell her, they just gotta tell her the right thing, and she darn near wets herself and just falls all over them. She was like, "Oh my God! Oh, we're so alike. We're more in common than you ever know. Oh my God!" And she tells him about the pills, how they make the money, how they distribute the pills, how they do the drops. She told him everything. And she just met this dude like they just been bumping for like a couple of weeks, and she done told him everything. But thank God Rio found out, because his ears is always to the street. And he goes and he notifies his Beth, who he normally makes contact with. Beth had blocked his number because she really didn't want to have nothing to do with him. They done slept together. He still treats her like crap, and only does business with her when they need money. And then after that, he's like, hey, if y'all get yourself in trouble, that's on y'all. I'm not Captain Saver. I'm a drug dealer. I'm a money launderer. So he had met her. Well, not even. I wouldn't even say met because she didn't make a planned meeting with him. She's just chilling at the park, sitting out where her kids normally go to play, and where her and Rio sometimes meet up to discuss business. So she just happened to be at the park with her daughter, and he pulls up on her and tells her everything. So she hurries up, run off to the car lot, tells her husband, where's the books? Where's the books? We gotta destroy the books. And he's like, why? What's going on? What's going on? So she's in the bathroom tearing out the pages of the book, throwing away all, proof of anything. And then they didn't give her enough time to do it all. So she takes the rest of it and stashes it up in the ceiling of the bathroom. So when the cops come in, they drag her out. They go through their whole building, search high and low, every nook and cranny, destroys the cars, tearing out airbags, all kind of stuff, trying to find these drugs. They find nothing. Nothing. Thanks to Rio. They didn't find anything. And so afterwards, though, that detective, Agent Turner, he couldn't accept that. So he went back to the bathroom, start searching around, everything from the tampon pad, boxes, into the drawers, behind the toilet, under the sink, opens up the paper towel dispensers. He's looking everywhere, in the trash for anything that she might have stashed, and he didn't find anything. And then he looks up at the ceiling, and y'all already know. Now, they didn't show what he took out the ceiling, so we don't know if there was still information on that clipboard that she was ripping all the, the paperwork from, or if it was just the clipboard, or what. But she put the clipboard somewhere in there. One thing he didn't do, though, he didn't look behind the mirror. He didn't look behind those two big old pictures that was on the wall. He didn't look behind them either. So we saw him open the thing to the ceiling, the vent or whatnot, but they didn't show, what was in there. They just kind of like ended it right there. So who knows if he's going to find some information. But Stan right now isn't working. He's the cop. Let me get a drink. But he's a cop. And he's off of work now. They done put him on leave because they know that him and his wife both are involved in some criminal activity. So they don't have a job. Their money was stolen from out of their yard. The pills got thrown in the trash by Ruby. The money they stole from the Paycheck Advance place went to get Stan out of jail. They back to square one. So what they decide to do, Beth is like, okay, we're going to go back and we're going to rob the people that robbed us, that took all their money out their backyard. They run up on that house and it's like a party scene. They doing drugs. People lying around naked. They doing all kind of stuff up in that apartment or whatever it was, a house or whatever it was. And she runs up in there and she's telling his girlfriend that she's his mother and that she's looking for her son. And at first she convinces her. She's like, okay, all right. And then she says, I'm going to clean up this place because like a mother, in a real situation, a mother, after seeing that place, would have been like, clean up. Somebody need to throw this away. She starts picking up bottles and everything, and the girl walks out the room, and her and Ruby starts looking around for a possible place where they could have stashed their money. And come to find out, it was behind the couch. They had ripped the back of the couch off and had shoe boxes of money in the back of the couch. So they got all the money, put it in trash bags and everything, and was on their way out when the girlfriend comes out with a gun and holding a picture of talking about, you ain't his mama. This his mama right here in this picture. You don't look nothing like her. Drop them bags. So the girl, and I'm thinking, like, thing. When they looked in the back of the couch and saw all that money in the back of the couch, am I the only one who saw a gun? Like, I would have thought they might have picked up the gun just in case. Like, just in case he came in, just in case somebody else was in the back of the house. I mean, the girl, she came in with a gun. There was a gun right in the back of the couch, like in the back of the couch, next to the shoe boxes with all the money. They could have possibly got out of there, even if they had to shoot their way out, but it's a possibility they would have got their money back. So anyway, back again to square one. I'm like, these ladies just can't get a break. And so they're like sitting around chopping it up, Ruby, Beth, and Annie. And they're like, how the heck did the feds know about the drop? How did they know about the pills? How did they know about the books? How did they know about anything? And Annie's sitting there. You know, she's trying to play it all off, you know, sitting there trying to look all innocent and stuff like she don't know nothing about nothing, even though she done already told her boyfriend, her boss, her manager, lover, and undercover cop everything about the details of their situation with the pills and the drugs and everything. So she goes to work and she's looking around like, where this fool at? Because it starts clicking. It starts clicking like he's the only one that could have said something. And at that time, she still doesn't know that he's an undercover cop. But when she gets there and she notices him and he's over there across the room and he's blowing kisses at her and acting like he was hugging her, you know, because that's what they was doing before in the previous scene when they was showing them all smooching and all over each other and tonguing each other down in aisle 9. Like, okay, the manager and the co-worker who is at least 2 steps down from him, you know, on the pay scale, is slobbing each other down in the middle of the aisle in the doggone grocery store. Like, how uncouth. But anyway, she's figuring it out. I don't know what's going to happen on the next episode. I don't know what's going to happen. But I think she figured it out that he was the one who told. Beth also figured it out that her husband was the one who also set them up. So, they didn't get any money. So, I don't know. I wonder if Rio's going to finally help these ladies out. Because every time they get in a bind, every time they get in a rough spot, a tight spot, he basically is like, I'm not Captain Saver. I give y'all stuff to sell. I give y'all stuff to drop, to disperse. I don't just give y'all handouts. No, he that's one thing he has never ever done so far. He has never gave them handouts. They didn't rob banks. They didn't rob her paycheck advance places. They didn't rob grocery stores. They didn't rob drug dealers. They didn't rob. I mean, they get their money the best way they can get it when Rio is not helping them get money, because the only business he's in is making money and not handling out. And he was like, the next time y'all get some money from me, it's gonna be after y'all pay me my cut. And then I supply y'all with some more stuff to make some money. You said he should, so they don't have to keep going in circles. Girl, it's a mess. And then, oh my God, when she was giving him his cut, he didn't know that he was going to get some cutty too. I didn't either. She told him to come back to her place because she wanted to pay him his cut. And he ended up getting some cutty. So this is the second time that they have been sexually involved. And I was like shocked. Like, this man just leaves you high and dry. He don't help you out when you need like serious help. And he done put a gun to your head several times. He done threatened to kill you. He done threatened to kill your husband. He done shot your husband a few little centimeters from vital organs and put him in the hospital. And you still sleeping with him. Y'all got, if y'all ain't watched this show, y'all gotta see this Rio because he is hot. I ain't even gonna lie. This I don't even know. I need to look up and see what race he is because I don't want to just guess and say he's. I mean, he looks Mexican. He looks Spanish. You know, that's what he looks like. But you know, they can be Dominican. They can be. I mean, they like you know, they can be from different areas, and not all people who speak Mexican or Spanish are actually like to be called Spanish or Mexican. You know what I'm saying? Might be Dominican or anything else like that. You know. So I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want to get it wrong, but I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look him up. He is fine as heck. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Hold on. And that Beth, she be falling for it every time. Every time. What is his real name again? Okay. And he has been in a lot of other shows too. Okay, his real name is Manny Montana. Okay, it's over on IG. The IG, share your video. Da, 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 da. Okay, the IG video is over. It only can go for an hour, and we are like right at 1 hour. So I'm gonna wrap this up really quickly. But his name is Manny Montana. That's his real name. Now let me see if I can get a little info on his bio. Okay, here we go. Okay, it says that Manny Montana is an American actor. He portrayed Johnny Turturro in USA's network Graceland and Rio and NBC's Good Girls. He was born and raised in Long Beach, California. See, that's where he get that swag from. That's exactly where he get that swag from. He was born and raised in Long Beach, California. Let me see. He is of Mexican American descent. Now I know to call him Mexican. I just wanted to make sure. But yes, he is a Mexican nationality. And to look at his career rap sheet, wow, he's been in a lot of things. I don't recognize him from. I don't really recognize him. But he's been in a lot of stuff that I've seen before, like Graceland. Okay, I might have saw him in Power, because I watch Power all the time and do reviews on Power. He was in Rosewood. Oh shoot, the Terminator. He was in the Terminator. Oh man, he was Hector in the Terminator. Yeah, he played on a lot of shows. Breakout Kings. Ain't the Breakout Kings with Ice Cube? I think the Breakout Kings with Ice Cube. I'm not sure. Let me see. No, that wasn't the one with Ice Cube. No, that wasn't the one with Ice Cube. That was a TV series. Okay, never mind. I'm thinking of I can't think of it off the top of my head. But anyway, this dude is fine. He is fine. Fine as wine. So that's why Beth always ends up giving it up to him, even though he don't deserve it. But y'all, as far as Rio and Beth, now I keep saying that I think there's like some strong chemistry there, obviously, because they always end up in the bed together. But do you think Rio is just taking it just because he can, just because he allows her? Or do you think he really has some feelings for her? Because, I don't know, sometimes it just seems like they really might have feelings for each other. And that this isn't just some wham bam thank you ma'am that they doing. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. And let me know what you think is going to happen to Ruby's husband, who is on leave right now from his job at the police department. And also, as far as, what's her name? Annie. As far as Annie and her boyfriend. Do you think that her and her ex might end up getting back together? Because what I can see probably happening is Annie might find out for sure that her current boyfriend, the undercover cop, find out that he is a cop, And then, of course, her ex is going to be like, I told you so, I told you so. And, they always end up back in the bed together, too. So I think they might wind up back together again as well. But y'all let me know what y'all think. These last few episodes is really, really, really good. And it's like only 2 episodes left, y'all. 2 episodes left with Good Girls. Again, if y'all never seen it, I try to do my reviews for people who have seen the show and also for people who never have seen the shows that I review. I try to make sure I give like a vivid description of the shows and the episodes and the characters so you can kind of feel like you actually watched the show. But if you haven't, you can go on demand. I think it's on Netflix too, like season 1. Season 2 is on right now, but it's on, and it's a TV show. It's on TV. So season 2, it has like 2 episodes left, but you can check out season 1 again on demand or on, I think it's on Netflix instead of Hulu. I don't think it's Hulu. I think it's Netflix. But you said, Kalui, you said you do a great job explaining. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And thanks to you as well, because when I started the live on YouTube, I mean the IG live is fine. That's fine. I got about an hour's worth on there on IG. But when I started the YouTube live, people were coming in, and I didn't realize that my sound was down. So thank you for telling me that my sound was down, because nobody else said anything. And I'm like, y'all just sitting up here watching my mouth move like that. And I'm sure I probably look like this. That's probably what I was looking like, and nobody was saying anything. So anyway, what I'm gonna do, I think, because I record all my videos that I do live. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to record where the sound. I'm going to record where the sound, where it started, and I'm going to record over the recording. So basically I'm going to record it's already recorded. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. From the recording that I have, I'm going to fast forward to where the sound plays, and I'm going to start recording that in a new, video. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload the one on my IG as well on my YouTube channel. So on the video, or maybe I could do this. Maybe I could say on the video, please fast forward to a particular timestamp and title that one as part 2. I'm trying to figure out how I should do this. I'll figure it out. But anyway, thanks you guys for tuning in tonight. I hope you guys have been enjoying Good Girls. I hope you guys enjoyed the live tonight. I thank and appreciate everybody for tuning in today. And I will be back with you guys tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Tuesday? Yep, I'll be back with you guys tomorrow around like 9 p.m.-ish. Around that area, so we can discuss Love and Hip Hop. Love and Hip Hop. And then Wednesday, it's the finale for Empire. Wednesday is going to be a big day. So y'all better make sure y'all come home. Y'all get y'all drinks. Y'all get y'all snacks. Because we turning up. As soon as Empire go off, as soon as we find out who they put in that casket and who's dead, what we've been waiting for since episode 1 of this season, I'm going live like immediately afterwards, and we all gonna review this like seriously together. We all just gonna be feeding off each other. So I cannot wait. So anyway, Love and Hip Hop tomorrow, and Wednesday is Empire. So you guys, don't forget. I'll put the schedules up there, of course, but don't forget, Empire Wednesday finale. Who in that casket, Lucius? But anyway, you guys, in the meantime and in between time, oh, hold up, I missed some comments. You said I did. What time is it where you're at? Oh, here it's 7 p.m. Central Time. Yep, because Star comes on at like 8 p.m. So Star, I'm gonna have to watch Star another time. I'll watch it the next day or whatnot. But Wednesday, Empire come on at 7, y'all, 7. And immediately when it goes off, I'm going live. Hey Roxanne, what's up? How you doing? You missed us. And this video was kind of messed up anyway. The first half or the first like 20 some minutes was silent because I didn't know I had my sound down. But I'm gonna upload I'm gonna upload what I recorded on IG as well on the channel so you guys can catch the first half of, you know, my review. So yeah, I'm sorry you guys. I'm sorry. But anyway, thanks for checking in, Roxanne. I appreciate it. And in the meantime and in between time, everybody, remember, stay safe, be blessed, and I'm out. Thank you, Roxanne. Deuces.